Hi everyone, it's Julian. Today I'm going to work on my Specialized Hot Rod 20. This is what I've had since my childhood. Today I'm going to work on the shift system. I hope you enjoyed this video. So the shifter I'm working on is an SL-RS31-6. This is Shimano's version of a Revo shift or a grip shift. It's pretty easy to work on. I'm going to show you how to replace the cable inside like I said. There's a top plate on top that you have to take off to reveal the insides. As you can see, there's a little screw here. All you have to do is unscrew it all the way out. Just make sure it doesn't fall out. And then you can just completely take off the top plate here, like so. Put that top cap in a safe position, and you can shift down to the last gear. You can cut your cable, so if you have any exposed spots of cable on the frame, you can cut it here like this. Or if it's under the derailleur, you can cut that as well. I'll remove this. Also remove the main part of the housing. Pull it out from the frame mount back here. There's another frame mount right in the front there. All I have to do is simply pull out the housing. And we have to save this because we're going to cut a new piece exactly the same size. So before I actually cut my new piece, I have to take the cable out. So I have like a really small awl here. And what I do is I just stick it in to the shifter there, and I use it to lift the little lead head out of the slot. So as you can see, I'm just picking it out. Basically, just be careful not to damage that pink plastic right there. And there you go. Now you simply just pull it out like so, and get ready to reinstall your new cable. So my camera mount broke in the middle of my introduction, so I'll have to be doing this with one hand, and it comes with some difficulty. But anyway, I'm going to go from this side. Actually, it'll be a much better view from here. So as you can see, there's a little opening here where the lead head will go into. There's a little hole where the cable should go through. So I'm actually going to stick this in here. And then all you have to do is push the cable from the other side like so. The routing curves through here and out this barrel adjuster there. So it's going to take me a little while to get that through. So as you can see, I kinked my cable upwards just a little bit so I could get it through easier. Other than that, all you have to do is get it through that curve that leads to the barrel adjuster. My cable's kinked. Now I'm going to push this all the way back through. And as you can see, it rose up and went past this little curved ramp here. Now just pull your cable part way like this and have enough. I have about 8 inches here, and then put it through the barrel adjuster in there. So I'm going to try to manage to get this in through this little curved ramp that goes to the entrance, actually the exit of the shifter. There's a little hole here that the cable should be able to go through. I can't quite see it. So you just put it through like this, and make sure that the inner cable goes into the ramp right here where it's supposed to curve through. You just pull it through like this, and then you should see the head right here go back into the slot, and just pull it to secure it. So let me let my camera focus, and there you go. You have your shift cable installed. Now before I rush things, I'm actually going to put on this top cap again. So I'm just going to reorient it the same way. There's actually a little clip on this side here that goes into a slot back into the shifter to secure itself. Other than that, that's the only difficulty you'll have putting back on. All you have to do is just tighten down the screw here. Alright, so I have my old housing right here. I'm holding it. As you can see, I have a really long piece of shift cable housing. So I'm going to line up both of them together at the same point. I'm going to line them down to the end. And then I'm going to cut a piece exactly the same size. So as you can see, it meets here. So I'm going to mark it with my finger. Like that. And then I have a Pedro's cable cutter here. And then I'll just cut it straight. Like so. And usually after it cuts, as you can see, the housing's folded in a bit. So I get my cable cutters, and some cable cutters have something equipped in it to squeeze the liner to open up. So I just kind of makeshift mine. But so anyway, I just squeeze it together like this. Shoot. It should usually open after I squeeze it. And there you go, the liner opened up a bit. So I have that mini awl that I had earlier. I'm going to poke it in like this and open up that cut up hole like so. And there you go. Shift cable housing is nice and clear. The cable can move in freely. So one good tip that I recommend doing is that you have a bottle of Rock and Roll's Cable Magic on hand. And this stuff is Teflon oil, basically. So I just drip the stuff down the housing like so. And this is quite a long piece, so I'm gonna put a little more than I'm usually used to. And there you go. For this long, I mean, that should suffice. I might have put a little bit too much. I kind of made a mess of it myself. But other than that, your cables are waterproof, the lube. Your cables should shift much smoother with this lubricant. This is why I highly endorse it. The bottle is about like $6, $7. Yeah, it's a lot for like a 2-ounce bottle. So I have a cable ferrule here, and this is one specifically for 4mm shift housing. It's a plastic ferrule. All you have to do is just stick it onto the end. You only really need a ferrule where it will fit. But if it doesn't fit, obviously you don't put one there. Again, if it doesn't fit into the slot. So as you can see, I have a couple frame stops I have to route this shift housing through. So again, I'm only doing this with one hand, so it's going to look pretty bad. I'm going to route it under this brake cable. So as you can see, I'm going to put it through the stop hole there. There we go. I'm going to get the rest of it through the second stop here, like that. There, so here's another frame stop here, and the ferrule fits in there, and I'll just like seat that ferrule in all the way. I'm gonna seat this into the frame stop right there. Pretty easy, self-explanatory, really. Okay, for the first segment of cable housing, I'm actually gonna coat this in Cable Magic. So as you can see, I'm just running down the line here, and I want to actually coat most of the cable that will be internally routed into the housing. And then what I do is just simply spread it down like so. Now it's time to route it through the housing. So I actually fixed my broken camera mount. So as you can see, I have the cable out here. I'm gonna route it through, and I coated the cable so that there's actually extra coverage for the whole system. So as you can see, I'm routing it through until it comes out from the other side, basically. So I have my camera at full zoom here. I have a 9mm closed end wrench. I'm going to take out this old piece of cable that I have here, like so. Okay, so I'm gonna route it through the last stop here. So I have my cable housing, and again, there's some cable magic on the cable and in the housing. So I'm just routing it through, and then it should appear at the bottom there, as you can see. And I'm gonna seat this cable back into the stop up there. I'm gonna pull the rest of the tension out. This derailleur, there's actually a little pulley down here. All you have to do is route the cable under it. Just put it through like this. There you go. And then there's a hole back here that the cable goes through, like that. And then I could just tighten it down with my 9mm. Okay, so under the derailleur here, there's a little pinch bolt here, has a little slot where the inner cable should go through, but unfortunately I cannot manually pull this tight enough with my fingers to get the derailleur adjusted. So I have a nose head plier tool here. I'm going to squeeze this, and I'm going to pull it as well. And then I have my 9mm Allen key in my left hand here. I'm going to tighten this down. And then when it gets tight enough, I can actually let go of the cable there. And you just want to get it taut, meaning that it's not too tight, but it's just securely attached into there. We're going to test the shifting now. One thing I forgot to mention about this barrel adjuster is that you turn it out 8 clicks or 2 full turns out. So one range of turn is 4 clicks, and of course 2 ranges of turns is 8 clicks. So just make sure you do that before you get the whole system put together. So at this stage of the process, you're just looking for stability. You just worry about fine tuning later. So I'm gonna just shift this up. It's this. It just shifted down 2 gears instead of 1. So that probably means I need to tighten the barrel adjuster limit a little bit. So I'm just gonna do half a turn or 2 clicks. 2. And it's still going down there. So put it back all the way down. Yeah, so as you can see, the cable stretched a little bit when I was adjusting it. So again, I'm gonna reseat it into the bolt again, same way I did in the previous scene. Alright, so I adjusted the cable again. Now let's see how this shifts. And the shifting seems very stable now. That cable is stretched. And there you go. Shifting's pretty much done. I might not even need to fine tune it. Now that I've dealt with the shifting, it's stable and it's actually very much fine tuned. I'm gonna put a crimp end onto the end of this cable so it doesn't fray. There's actually a way to keep these on and avoid your cables from fraying. So as you can see, I'm just holding it down with the top of my index finger here. I have my nose head pliers again. What I do is I just softly pinch the collar there, the opening collar, like that. And then you get, I have a little pinching part in this tool here. I'm gonna pinch this 2 to 3 times. I'm just gonna be safe and put it at like 3. I'll make it neat and straight like this and make them as closely spaced as possible. I mean, mine look a little crooked, but whatever. The crimp end is secure, and I'm pretty sure, I'm guaranteed that this won't fall off if you follow this process. Alright, well, I'm very much done with my project here. I'm going to be continuing to do videos on this. I think my next video is that I'll put new brake pads. As you can see on the brakes there's no brake pads. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Or if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. It would mean a lot to me. And have a nice day.